I'm Glennis comedian, perfect woman, and certified sad girl. I'm on a mission to meet and interview sad girls like me and destigmatize mental illness, all in the hopes of feeling a little bit better by any means necessary. We're all going through it. Let's go through it together. And remember, it's okay to be sad, girl.
This is Sad Girl Survival Guide, the show that explores rock bottom, breakdowns, and breakthroughs, one coping mechanism at a time. Today's sad girl is...
Carey.
Carey, what makes you sad, girl?
Wow. The state of the world, climate change, my parents' divorce, and there's other stuff, I suppose.
Yeah. I, too, have ennui about the state of the world. I'm also a child of double divorce.
Ooh,
boom, boom. No problem.
That's totally fine. It's actually, it's interesting because, you know, my father has found happiness in love and my mother is sort of alone, and that's also great, I think, for people.
I'm relating very hard. I feel like we have a very similar life story and trajectory, but good for our dads, right?
I love when men sort of do the wrong thing and then get rewarded for that.
Same. Oh my God. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
That makes me sad. Okay, cool. What is your medication stack?
Medication stack, so I'm on Wellbutrin. I don't know the dosage or the type, but I do put that in my body every morning. Sure. As well as vitamin D from Trader Joe's, which apparently is like not real. Yeah. Those vitamins aren't good.
Yeah, I met with a dietitian and I told her I take a multivitamin from Trader Joe's and she tried to slap me through the Zoom. So yeah. I feel that,
I think it's just like edible gel in there. I don't think it has any real effect.
Yeah, we might as well just be taking the Flintstone gummies. That's when I was happy. What would you say is your weirdest coping mechanism?
Probably binge watching Survivor. I feel like it's become more mainstream, but I was on the cutting edge of that back in my real depression days. Mm-hmm. That kept me afloat for a while.
I binge watched so much Survivor during COVID, so I'm also right there with you. I watched 24 seasons during COVID.
I genuinely had a moment where I thought maybe going on the show would solve all of my problems.
Did you submit an audition tape?
I did not, because I'm scared.
I submitted an audition tape, and it was bad. Didn't indicate any sort of survival skills whatsoever.
Yeah, well, at least now you're...
Yeah, I should run it back with this outfit. Yeah. What are 3 recently used emojis that, like, summarize you as a sad girl?
Okay, so the first one is the one where the face is melting.
Absolutely.
That's just a good one for summertime sadness as well.
Very Lana Del Rey coded.
Yeah. The second one is, it's sort of my alter ego. It's the cowboy that's happy.
Yeah, that's your Sasha Fierce.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, what if I was happy,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, I did download Hinge last night, and so a lot of my emojis are horny coded, which I guess also does relate to this. Yeah. So the one that's drooling.
The drooling emoji should be abolished. Sometimes my coworkers use this if someone posts like a delicious lunch spot and they'll react to it in Slack with the drooling emoji. Unbelievable. Yeah, no, we have to stop.
That emoji is only for when you are giving up your dignity for a man, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. That's our dad's girlfriends. Yeah. They're the drooling emoji.
Unfortunate.
Have you ever taken a crying selfie?
Yes, many a time. Mm-hmm. I actually did take one recently. It was post-cry. Don't recall what I was crying about. Did send it to 2 of my friends, and they both said, I don't know how to respond to this.
Do you think that you're a pretty crier or an ugly crier?
Ugly. Yes.
So you were like, I'm an ugly crier. I have to capture this moment and send it to my best girls. Were you hoping that they were maybe going to be like, oh my God, you're stunning?
Yeah, I think so. I think I wanted to display my range of emotion, I guess. But ultimately they just were kind of embarrassed for me, which is appropriate, I think.
What is the most unusual thing in your self-care arsenal?
I'll just say it. My vibrator and I have a special relationship, and she is sort of always in the charger. Like, there's never a time that she's not, like, at the ready for me.
You would never let her batteries run dry.
Never.
No, that is not an option. The worst is when it dies on you while you're using it.
Yeah, I've never felt murderous rage before, except for those moments.
Yeah, I hear that 100%. Not unusual, honestly.
Yeah,
Totally understandable, typical, necessary even. What would you say is your most toxic trait?
That's a really tough question because there's so many. I would say it goes back to the crying thing of like there's never there's not an emotion that I can experience that won't induce that in me. Sure. And it makes most people feel deeply uncomfortable.
And it seems like you want like solidarity in your crying, but that's such a solo behavior. Yeah.
Well, we societally have so much shame around crying, which isn't normal because it's a human bodily function and it helps regulate your nervous system.
Yeah, so what we need is like a bathhouse type business where we can all just go to cry and be okay with that.
I have genuinely considered like becoming a crying guru and like inviting people to my house and just like kind of giving them the space to do that. I don't know if anyone would come.
I can see that quickly becoming a cult, and I'm totally fine with that.
Get the vibrator into the mix, we'll
Yeah, your crying sex harem. It's a perfect plan. All good. How many therapists have you had, and do any kind of stand out to you?
I've had 4 therapists, 3 women, 1 man. The man lasted a day.
I've been there.
And it's interesting because, like, my first therapist is named Judith, and you would think that a therapist named Judith would really get you out of something, but she didn't. So
come on, Judith. What did she do or not do?
I mean, I was ultimately like 16, so I was just kind of like crying about this like redheaded guy that I was into. It was probably my fault, honestly. Sorry, Judith.
We all had a ginger boy phase. It's okay. Yeah, I feel like Judith is maybe not like teen patient coded. No. Judith sounds like she's wearing like a pussy bow blouse and you're like 45 going through your second divorce and she's like, oh, okay, that's not what a teenager needs.
No, it's 1000%. I actually have a visceral memory of she would wear open-toed shoes but with stockings. And that probably should have told me everything I needed to know about her decision making, but it is what it is.
That is a crime against humanity. When is the last time you cried in public?
Yeah, it happens so often that I do forget, but I can remember one recently. I did see the film Inside Out 2, Disney film. There is something about crying in a room full of 10-year-olds that does humble you.
Absolutely. But Pixar, they know what they're doing.
Look, that movie is a documentary. It's educational, and everyone should be required to watch it.
What did you think about Envy? I thought they could have done more with that.
Yeah, they could have done more with that. I was relating a lot to the embarrassment character. I just wanted to put my hoodie over my head because I, of course, was sobbing in the theater. So.
Yeah, that tracks. What feels better, canceling plans or getting out of the house?
I think this one goes without saying, canceling plans.
100%.
But the haters will tell you that you should go outside.
The haters, AKA your support system, will say, hey, why don't you come out? Why don't you get a drink with us? You'll feel better when you see people and you say, hey, f*** you, I'm staying home.
No, your loved ones will try to convince you to go outside, and that's terrorism.
Don't listen to them. Can you name an intrusive thought?
Oof, oh my God. I just heard I'm not good enough.
Ooh.
I can't believe I just said that out loud.
Yeah, but we all feel that way.
What is that?
I think it's maybe our dads.
It's definitely our dads. I would say.
I think it's our dads.
Actually, going back to the toxic trait thing, I do think blaming my dad for every problem is probably one, although it's warranted.
Yeah, I feel like that may be toxic, but it may also be valid.
Sure. Yeah, both can be true, actually.
Lastly, How do you distract yourself from hating yourself?
You know, and I'll be a rebel. I'll sort of get outside the box and say that I don't hate myself. And I know, round of applause, the crowd goes wild. It didn't used to be this way, but I sort of convinced myself through subconscious reprogramming that I'm actually good.
Okay, so we love to hear that. Yeah. Affirmations, yes, reparenting yourself because dad's not going to do it. I love that.
I listen to a sleep tape at night called the Queen tape. It is a beautiful black man who just says amazing things about you, and I listen to it all night. And supposedly it helps when you're asleep to like listen to those things. So
I am downloading the Queen tape immediately.
I have to say, and this is just like a side note, one of the affirmations in the Queen tape is that you are always getting free perfumes. And after 7 days of doing it, I got a free perfume.
Oh my God.
So it's kind of magic, actually.
You manifested a perfume sample at Sephora, girl.
No, it was full size. It was full size.
Full size? Yeah. From who?
My roommate. She just was like, hey, I have this. Do you want it?
That's actually the greatest gift. I also got some free perfume from someone, and I didn't even have to listen to the Queen tape.
Yeah, so you're actually doing better than me.
We can't determine that one way or the other. Okay, cool. So then what do you do to feel better as a sad girl?
Yeah, aside from like the negative coping mechanisms, I do try to do positive things. You could never catch me doing like a full cold plunge in the morning or a cold shower, but I do dunk my face in ice water, which is supposed to help you.
I've heard this, and I have tried it. It is a good feeling. I am never consistent enough with it.
Yeah, it's something about like making your face feel so horrible that like internally you're actually life isn't that bad.
Yeah. And the rush of pins and needles and the tightening of the pores, you just kind of...
No, and I look incredible afterwards too.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's skincare and self-care, 2 birds with 1 stone.
Absolutely.
All right, well, we'll try that.
Let's do it. And for good measure. You want it to be like Titanic levels, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the situation when you dunk your face.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do it for at least 15 to 20 seconds, and it's apparently better if you can hum while you do it. Don't ask me why,
okay.
But that is what somebody on TikTok told me.
I think it's for stimulating the vagal nerve.
For sure, opening the throat chakra.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So, are you ready?
Yeah. I'm going to take off my hat. Well, pull it back. Okay. All right. Hum. I'm going to blow bubbles.
Yeah,
okay.
Do it.
I feel better already. I love this, and I would do this every day.
For sure, especially after you put makeup on.
Yeah, perfect.